room for me to show the best of creativity with Nego. You know, I just want to make Nego and Negocity as a big brand and unique in what you're doing. Unique, it doesn't mean that you need to walk around without clothes. That does not make you be unique. But unique, you finding your rhythm within the industry that you want to be. Read stories of the people that have been in that industry, their struggles, their journey through the whole process when they're studying and where they are now. Not with emotions, just look at it and see if there's anything that someone has seen or is it a copycat of something.
Sure.
And I had a dream to want to go to see FNB Stadium.
Sure.
Johannesburg, but I knew that my family is not going to be able to actually give me money or buy me ticket to watch one of the games in 2010. Because I cannot go there, let me bring that stadium here. Like the best design, I think it's still it's in the top 10 of the beautiful stadiums in the world. The challenges are always there, especially when you are chasing for a dream or something. I mean, when he started designing that FNB stadium he was in university, so his story and my story kind of like similar. And the things that you need to go through before you actually give a client and a final product. I just want to go for big things. So I'm a big thing person. So I always want to go.
I see what you did there.
I always want to go for the big things.
Biz Connect Podcast, a home for small business.
Hello and welcome to the Biz Connect podcast. My name is Sizwe H. I am a marketing strategist for SMH Media. I do photography, videography, and all things multimedia. This is a platform for small business owners based in Pretoria. Today, I'm not alone. I am with Mulalo Nego, known as Nego, popularly known as Nego Negondeni. I'm not going to mention your age.
Definitely. But it's not a crime though.
Right?
It's definitely not a crime.
Yeah, so he's originally from Limpopo, in Venda, in a small village called Mulalo Satani village. You want to help me with the pronunciation?
Mukura Satani.
Say that again.
Mukura Satani.
Mukura Satani.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
He's a founder of Negocity Museum SA and the founder and director of Negocity Art and Designs, a company that specializes in architectural designs. He's a craft artist and he also obviously does architectural designs. I've seen your designs. First of all, welcome and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Sizwe. It's an honor to be here. I was looking forward to this. For quite some time now, and finally we're here.
Yeah.
We are just making history. So I'm glad to be part of the history. I'm looking forward to this.
We are glad to have you here. I've seen your designs. I just want to get straight into it, right? I've seen your amazing designs, and I was like, okay, fine. I think the first introduction of you that I had was when I saw the Soccer City Stadium built in your background. I'm like, I have so many things that I relate with. Like we have things in common. First of all, soccer fan. I'm a Pirates fan.
I'm just one of the best team in the country right now.
Okay, just a little bit of a backstory. When I was growing up, I used to use like card boxes. I would cut them out and build stadiums and structures and humans and build like a whole community. Actually, now that I think about, I was speaking to one of my friends, a producer of this podcast, telling him that actually I think my media journey began when I was young. Like it was just crafted for me without realizing that what was happening, because I was just always a creative kid. I wanted to have a pair of scissors. I wanted to have crayons and whatever it is, I'll cut at things. And I just wanted to take things that were in my mind and put them into something tangible. I've seen you doing that in your backyard. Why did you decide to build a whole town, a whole city in your backyard?
Yeah, incredible story, Sizwe. Incredible story about the Negocity Museum SA. It started way back, man. I think it was the love of football at the beginning. The introduction of 2010 FIFA World Cup, and South Africa going to host the 2010 FIFA World Cup for the very first time in Africa.
For sure.
So the moment I saw the FNB stadium, when they're introducing the stadiums that are going to host the World Cup, and FNB Stadium was just one of like the best design. I think it's still it's in the top 10 of the beautiful stadiums in the world.
The Calabash.
The Calabash, So the moment I saw that stadium, I was like, you know what, I want to see that stadium. I actually want to see that stadium. And because growing up in a village like in Mukura, the only things that you see there is the mountains, trees, it's animals, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was a footballer at my childhood.
You played football?
Yes,
okay.
I was a very good goalkeeper and a bad one at the same time as well.
What does that even mean?
It starts with FNB Stadium, and I had a dream to want to go to see FNB Stadium in Johannesburg, but I knew that my family is not gonna be able to actually give me money or buy me ticket to watch one of the games in 2010, and I was like, because I cannot go there, let me bring that stadium here. And I started building it, wanted to see it, wanted to feel that atmosphere if you are in FNB Stadium. So I have to build it with soil, as in mud, just in a soil mixed with water. And then whenever the rain comes, it's just demolish the whole stadium. And I have to rebuild it. So the whole thing of Negocity as a concept started from the love that I have for FNB Stadium. So plus the Calabash is just the creativity within the design itself. It was just amazing. And I was like, if I can be able to put this through, I will be the best artist in the world.
And you will be the best artist in the world.
I'm actually one of the best. I'm actually one of the best.
Love that.
There's no one have ever done that.
Why and where did it all begin for you? Like I'm just taking it back to your times in Venda. Did you study this thing, or have you just always been a creative person? Just tell me about the young Mulalo growing up in Venda, and what led you to the career you are at right now.
I think it's a natural gift, the creativity that I was born with. Because at school I was not good, honestly. I won't lie. I was not good. The only thing that I was good at school was art. When they say there's a project of art, then you are going to see Nengodeni. Like, that's where my school starts. If they say it's art now, that's me in there. So it was just a gift, that I was born with, the creativity as well. But when I was doing that mini city, I didn't know what was it. I didn't know, like, in terms of, is it an engineering, is it an architect, is it what, is it art or what? I was just doing, so after that journey of the Negocity, and then I was introduced to the industry of architect, and one of the directors that owns its own company, which is an Oval Corporate Designs in Centurion, is the one called me up and say, I think you can do architect, and you actually become the best, in this industry. And I went there, learn to do architect, and also learn
on the job.
To understand the elements of architects, because architect is such a huge thing.
So what did you study then?
I studied civil engineering, building construction.
Yeah.
But school always shows me flames. So, but that was basically on road construction, not per se on the building perspective of engineering. So it was more about constructing roads, know more about the foundations and how roads started. And when you see a road, actually, what things that needs to be done for the road to be like a finalized tar road. And then at the time when I was in the college, because I was doing NCV, so the NCV is equivalent to metric.
Sure.
So start from level 2, level 3, level 4. So level 2 is kind of like in a grade 10, grade 11, and grade 12. It's just that the difference is you get to know more of the practical of the course that you chose. If it's in a civil engineering about the road construction, you also go to the road and know more about how do they do the roads.
Nice. Well, in our journey, like, you've picked something different. that wouldn't be picked by anyone with your background and who, I don't know how much exposure you had growing up, but I mean, like, surely you've faced some challenges, and what did it cost you to get to where you are right now? I mean, seeing your designs, I'm going to say it again, like, his designs are actually awesome, guys. Please, I would like for you to check them out when you can. Negocity, just look for Negocity everywhere. Negocity, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. But he will tell you more about where to find them. But did you encounter any challenges, and at what cost did your dream come to fruition?
Yeah, the challenges are always there. The challenges are always there, especially when you are chasing for a dream or something. You know, it's always in a walk. It's always in a journey. Through the journey, there's challenges. Through the journey, there's the things that motivates you to continuously work and continuously walk to get to the destination. So I think one of the biggest challenge, it was me learning the architect, you know, because I had blank knowledge when it comes to architects.
Sure.
Actually, when I got to that company, when I was doing my intern, I couldn't even know, like, to zoom in, to zoom out, but I actually know how to use a computer.
Yeah.
But when in that software, I couldn't know when they say zoom in, zoom out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also to get to a space where you need to understand the combination of spaces, because the architect is not only about what you see in 3D. There's a lot of work behind the 3D. So that is in a combination of spaces, that is in a goes with the direction around the world. Okay, where the window should be placed. Can you put a wall on the east side if it's in a bedroom? You understand? So I think that was one of the biggest challenges. And the second challenge as well, I think, is money, finance. You know, finance is always be part of the growth of the business and the start of the business. So if you don't have enough money or financially to start a business, because an architect, you need a PC, and not just a PC. So you need actually a gaming PC that can be able to carry those softwares and be able to operate them well. And also getting the software, learning to use the softwares. Those are some of the challenges that I faced.
Actually, like, I'm just thinking about it right now. That it must be a costly profession. Like, the softwares are not cheap.
They're not cheap. You also need to pay for them, actually.
Specialized equipment that you use doesn't come cheap. And also maybe the training that you have to go through is costly.
Definitely.
How did you manage that? Do you have a sponsorship?
No, I think it's also passion as well, you know, and the belief and the support from the family. It is also important, because when you are getting into something, when you actually don't have any start, as in like the financial start to start the business, you also need people who are like believing in you and believing in your vision, because the vision and the idea is something that people cannot be able to see, but you yourself, you are the one who can see the final product, right? They always say that architects are the people that oversees the building before the constructors start building it.
Yes.
So you have to believe, and you need to sell your idea to the people that are going to be supportive on that. So I managed because of my mom. She was very supportive. Like, you can do this, you know, you can do this, and I'll give you money to buy the PC, and you just start, and then boom, and I got like a PC for office admin thing, and imagine getting a PC for them, and it can't even put only one software. You understand? So it's one of those, but the support needs to come from people that are very close.
Talking about support, a lot of us who have chosen the path of the arts and who have chosen to make a career out of the arts, we don't usually get enough support that we need to pursue and, you know, like, be successful in the arts. Did you have any people that you, I don't know, looked up to or who supported you in that way? People who inspired you to be on the path you are at right now?
I think Bob Van Beber, Bovan Baby, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
Yeah.
But he's the designer of the FNB Stadium.
FNB Stadium, yeah.
He's the designer of FNB Stadium. And when I Googled about him and I found out, oh, okay, he's actually the one who designed FNB Stadium. And when he started designing the FNB Stadium he was in varsity. So his story and my story kind of like similar. He had a dream that one day that stadium is going to be built, and it comes to life. So I've been looking up to him, and his story just inspired me, and he have his own architectural company, and also my colleagues, the people that I worked with in my previous company, they were like so amazing and very supportive. You can imagine to be amongst the people that are qualified for that job.
Sure.
Right? You need to fit in there. You need to get used to the environment of
the
being
culture
in the office.
Of doing things,
and also dealing with the clients. So I was watching every single move that was happening in there.
Yo, Doc, it sounds like you were thrown in the deep end.
It was difficult. It was difficult, but those people inspired me a lot. Yeah, those people inspired me a lot. There's a girl that I was working with. Her name is Tumi. She's an interior designer by profession, and I used to look at her work whenever that she's doing the work, and I will always want to just sit next to her to see what she's doing, and looking at that inspires me. Even now, when I'm doing my work, I have to think of what she was doing. You understand? I need to get to that level and also pass her level as well.
Yeah.
So those are the people that I've been looking up to, and it inspires me as well.
Did you meet Bob?
Yeah.
Tell me about that. How was it? What did he say? Like, I mean, he clearly saw your design, or the replica design of FNB Stadium. Yeah. What was his reaction when he met you? And like, how was the encounter?
It was crazy. It was crazy, honestly. I think that was my first time going to Senten. That was my first time going to Senten.
Yeah.
I looked for that man almost for 3 years, from 2019, 2021, that's where we met. Yeah, for 3 years actually I was looking for him, and we finally met in Senten in his office there in one of that company is one of the biggest company in Africa. Yeah, it's the best. And when I met up with him, for sure our conversation based on the FNB because and then we also elevated to the architect, that me being introduced to architect, even though I was not qualified for the job or did not go to school for it, but he was so supportive, and he showed me some of the designs that they were working on, that were not published as yet. So that also inspired me a lot. And at the time I was just starting to think of starting my own company, starting working for myself, and he gave me advice, and he also asked me if they can actually give me an opportunity as well to be part of their team in there, and how that's how our conversation ended. But me meeting him was the greatest thing, because I felt like it's one of the people that I wanted to meet in terms of in the architect industry. In the architect industry, it's one of the best. It's white, but his creativity, man, is incredible.
Sure.
When you look at that FNB itself, you will think that there's a black person behind the design, but it was him. So black people are the ones that have that kind of an African
it completely represents the melting pot of South Africa.
Yes, black as well. Yeah.
Get the message. I'm sure he was really impressed by meeting you and actually seeing what you've done.
He was happy. He was happy for the fact that we finally met, and he was excited as well that I actually have plans, have dreams in the architect industry. I want to do bigger things. Unfortunately, the time when I met him, I just showed him some of the designs that I was doing when I was doing my intern. So those designs were just like, I think like there was lowest designs. There were lowest designs. I just felt like he was not impressed.
Man, we all start somewhere. Like we all start somewhere.
We all start somewhere.
Never look down on humble beginnings.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So architecture seems like a very complex profession.
Yes.
Yeah. Is there anything that you think people think is a myth, or is there a myth about architecture, about your profession, that you want to clarify? Things that people don't understand about architecture, or what we think it is, but it's not.
In every business, and in every
first of all, because I just think it's drawing and measurements and structures.
Yeah.
But like, what goes into that? Like,
there's it. I think it's in a mentality that people have. You know, it's in every industry
Sure.
and in every profession. When you see a doctor, he just is like, I can do better than what the doctor's doing. I can do better than what the nurses are doing,
Yeah.
but not knowing the work behind the scenes. You understand? So even in the architect, there's that one or two things that people think are like, they're easy and they don't even worth actually when it comes to the money that they're paying for the work. Let's give it an example as in a house.
Yeah.
Right, house plan. So people back in the days, they just used to go on the ground, on the surface, and then they just use their legs. Say, okay, we want a room here, we want a window here, we want what here. But there's a lot of work now. When that needs to be done professionally, you need to think, as I said, the direction. You need to think of the direction of the sun, where the sun comes from, the north, it's gonna go to the east, it's gonna go to the south.
Sure.
It doesn't go on the west. You know, so if you put your window on the west and then on the east is a wall, right? For sure. Right now, as we speak in winter, that room is going to be the most cold room ever.
let me tell you something. It's funny that you say that, because my actual bedroom, I think it faces like the it faces the south. So the sun obviously comes from the east and then it sets on it doesn't get the sun.
Yes.
I just know that it's daylight because
daylight.
It's lit outside.
Yeah.
But I don't really get the sun. And you're right. And in winter it gets very, very cold. I love it in summer though.
Yeah, it gets very cold. So those are some of the elements and things that people think they are easy as well, and they don't even worth to be paid so much money, you know.
So I should move out. Should find a new apartment.
Yeah, you should find another apartment. But it's still gonna face the same thing, because you'll go to a place that was not well designed, and those things were not taken care of, and that's in the basics and the things that you need to go through before you actually give a client and a final product. Yeah, so there's so much that happens behind the scenes that people think they're easy, and the things that I can do that, man.
Yeah.
It's like you see the setup that we have today here.
Yeah.
I can just like, okay, I can just put the light in there. I can just put the camera there, just put the microphones there. But there has to be a lot of work behind just a whole setup before people see the final product, right? Yeah. So I think it's just in the mentality of the people that they have in every industry and in every business. They just think like it's easy, you can do it, and it doesn't worth the kind of money that they're paying for.
Yeah. Listen, I have a burning question regarding like the building and developing of properties and stuff. Why do developers insist on uniform build? I don't know if that's the correct way of putting it. You want the roofing to be a similar structure, the painting, the structures of the house, like you see it in a lot of complexes and or developing areas or development, new developments and stuff, where the house structures are the same. Even when you want to extend, you tend to like be restricted to a particular design. Is that like a thing, or do people just choose to keep the uniform design of places?
Oh, that goes with the area, right, where the house is going to be located, or the building is going to be located. Let's say, for example, you want to build a house in an estate. So the estate, the HOA, they also have their own requirements, as in a municipal requirements.
HOA,
right?
What's an HOA?
How can I explain it? HOA.
Head of association, something.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's in a letter of requirements of things that you need to follow on the design. As architects, we need to read that, and then we have to follow what's written as a requirement. That okay, this house it doesn't have to have a red color somewhere. It doesn't have the cuddling stones. The type of the roof needs to be monopitch, which is a butterfly that people knows it. And it has to be a hipped roof, as in a scotch roof. It has to be a flat roof. It has to be a concrete roofs. Yeah, so you only find that where the requirements are needed to be followed. Yeah, but if you are going to build your house in a rural area, let's say in Mugura or somewhere else, where the municipality is not gonna be like, okay, we want this and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's where you have a freedom to be able to do whatever that you want to do with your house.
Yeah, you can paint your house yellow.
But let's say in Pretoria North, and then the developers, they also do that for overseeing the upcoming developments within the area, right? And then they want that area to look like this, and they also want to occupy the space. So also they also in that requirements they also give you a number of the space that you need to occupy. So it doesn't have, if they say the stand is 40 square meters or 100 square meters, you don't have to occupy that whole 100 square meters. Yeah, there has to be the spaces that needs to be left in there.
No, thank you for clarifying it for me. Mulalo, have you failed? You strike me as a golden boy. You seem to have had your path set out for you from a young age. You knew that you are an artistic child. You grew up, you got opportunities to learn from the best of the best. And I've seen you, the coverage that you've enjoyed. Have you failed? Have you failed in your career path or maybe in your life?
Big time, eh? Big time. I was talking to my sister not so long ago. We're having this kind of a conversation actually, and I was telling her that I feel like my life and my childhood life was full of embarrassments, and those embarrassments they come with failure, right? So. Yeah, a lot, man. I failed a lot. I'm one of those people that I think I'm good on motivating myself. I'm good on motivating myself. I always want to go for big things. So I'm a big thing person. So I always want to go.
I see what you did there.
I always want to go for the big things, and when you have that mentality, failure sometimes it doesn't really affect or determine your future or your next move or your final destination. So yeah, I failed a lot. I think one of my biggest failure, I would say school. School.
Why do you think you failed at school? I mean, you made it through.
It was tough, man. School, it was tough for me. Guys, school.
What was so challenging about school?
I think theory. I was not good on theory. I couldn't read actually when I was at school.
Yeah.
I couldn't read. I remember I was in grade 4. Yeah. On grade 4, I lost all my books. When I lost all my books, I left with one book. I think from 10 to 11 books. I left with one book. And that one book, I was using it to write all activities of all subjects.
Wow.
So imagine.
Legend.
Yeah. At the back, it will be maths. In the middle, it will be English. Somewhere, it will be African. Somewhere, it will be Chivenda. In one book, right? Imagine.
I'm sure it annoyed your teachers.
You know what? So, school was I think it's one of my biggest failure, which it keeps on motivating me that if there's something that I should not fail again, it have to be goes with school. So whatever that I am doing right now, I should not fail. So I need to excel on that. I need to show my best to it, and I think that will also rub the my years of failing at school, not doing well, and when you're not doing well at school, people start to think that you're not going anywhere. You'll just end up maybe with guys, nyaupes and all those kind of thing, drinking, partying, and all that. But there's actually a lot behind that. I think your knowledge. Your knowledge, when you go to school, actually you just want to elevate your knowledge, but you come with a natural knowledge.
Absolutely.
It depends on how you use it. It depends on how you see the world. Depends on how you want to fit in the world.
It's interesting that you mentioned the failure in school and the inability to read. I was reading a report in the week that South African learners in grade 4 can't read for meaning. And now it just got me thinking: is it a school issue, syllabus issue, or is it the parents, or is it the kids who are not really? I can't say if an 8-year-old is not motivated to read. What do you think is the issue that actually makes people not to have good literacy levels?
It's a bit tricky because I can always put it as me, as a main example.
Yeah, what was your problem?
I think my problem was not to be able to read for sure. But one of those, I think, theoretically, like, let's say they're teaching in Tshivenda, right? Or they're teaching or they're explaining the questions in English.
Sure.
And you don't understand that. You can't understand English at the time. And you are reading the books in English. There's no one who's also interpreting what is written there, in English or in Tshivenda. Yeah. And also, now was good, as I said, I was good on art. Creativity things was my thing. And I feel like those are some of the things that people and the teachers, the educators needs to look at. Try to see when you give different activities to the kids, try to monitor that kid, right? Monitor that child. What is good at?
But how do you monitor kid? Like there was 45 kids in a class.
Do that when
it becomes difficult for teachers.
When you are in a primary, they give you those activities that involve technology more into electrical of things, electronic actually, and they also give you an art once, right, which is a fine art, craft art, and other arts. So they need to monitor that. You can see when the kids are submitting their projects on the table. Wow, you did well. Who did this for you? No, it's my uncle. Just know that person, that kid or that child cannot be able to excel in art. But if you see something that it's great, it looks good, and you ask that person and say, I'm the one who did it. They decide to look at, okay, this person is struggling to read. This person is struggling to write.
They are good at this area.
It's actually good in this.
Yeah. So it's about noticing the strengths and the weaknesses of the kids.
Yes.
Because, we're all made differently and we're all gifted differently as well. Later on, I want us to play a very interesting game that is played by all my guests on this podcast. I see you're well spoken and you have exposure to the media and you definitely know an elevator pitch. I want you to sell your business in 30 seconds. Do you want to do it now?
Let's do it now. If you don't do it now, we're not going to do it.
Man with action. All right. So you are meeting me at a conference in Sandton and you see an opportunity that I can provide for you. You have 30 seconds to convince me to fund you or sponsor you or support you in any way. It begins now.
My name is Mulalo Negondeni. I'm the founder and the director of Negocity Art and Designs Company. Our company is basically work on architect. We do concepts for commercial designs. Commercial designs, I'm talking about shopping centers and malls and office parks as well. So we also do house plans. We do also the interior designs for the stores and also for the houses. So that's our services. We also offer the actual complete designs with municipal submissions. We also have the partnership with some of the best architects in South Africa.
Yo, he killed it. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. How do now I see you have Negocity Museum SA.
Yeah.
What is that about, and what do you do there? What do you guys do? And just tell me more about that. And the
Negocity Museum SA. It's in a mini city. As I'm the founder of it, I'm the creator. So it's people can come and sit at home in my home in Mukura village. So there's an FNB stadium in there. It's actually just in a half of Johannesburg, right? There's the Soweto Towers in there. There's other buildings around it. There's Nelson Mandela Bridge in there, and then the FNB stadium. You can get inside of it and take pictures. So you can actually sit on the ground,
Nice,
right? At FNB
nice.
stadium. So there's only 2 places in the world where you can find FNB stadium: Johannesburg and Negocity. So if you don't go to Joburg, you go to Negocity.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes, yes.
so you can find Negocity Museum SA just to view the pictures of it on Google Maps.
Yeah.
Just
Everywhere, actually.
Yeah, everywhere. Google Maps, but I think it's the best because it shows you the pictures, like all the views about that. We've heard some of the greatest media's coverage in Negocity. You can also search that on YouTube as well, just to know more about the Negocity and also the story behind it.
Do people need to pay to get there?
No, man, because that thing was just made out of love.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a hobby thing.
I see.
So
Maybe you should consider that. Like, I don't know,
I should consider
anti-museum
that. I should consider that. But because I know that
support.
I'm coming from in a village where people struggles to come this side. Okay, nowadays it's easier.
Pella, you are attracting tourists from all over the world.
You understand?
Yeah. If I go to Disneyland or whatever museum, Mandela Museum, whatever it is, I mean,
definitely.
you want to support the artist and see them
Yes,
grow.
and people wants to support as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's 20 rand to get inside of the stadium itself. Take several pictures.
Get
as
yourself
you
a
can.
ticket to get to the stadium.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's, as I said, there are only 2 places where you can find FNB.
Of course,
Soccer
I'm going
City.
to add that to my bucket list. I've been to the actual FNB stadium. I want to go to
But
the
that one is
miniature
amazing.
one.
That one is amazing.
Yeah.
Because you start to think, like asking yourself more questions. How this thing stand here? Why? When rain comes, and those are the questions. And that, I think that's the good about the museum. The museum should make you think. The museum should make you like see the incredible of creativity, and like the creativity actually needs to. You need to ask yourself about creativity. When you see something, an object is an art object, you need to ask yourself, how did they do it? How this thing stand? How does thing what? That's what the creativity is all about. The creativity needs to make your mind think. And you won't find a final solution on how that thing stands.
Absolutely. I love that. I don't know if I'm going to have to say anything more after that. But listen, there's something I want to ask you about the link. There are constant links to your work with football. How much of an influence you told me that you used to play soccer, a good goalkeeper, and sometimes bad one. But, I mean, right now, here you are.
Yeah, as you know.
Yeah, on the verge of, Sundowns on the verge of making history.
Yeah.
Like how much of an influence has soccer contributed into your career?
A lot, Dane. A lot. I think the love I have for soccer, as I said, is the one that I feel like it also being part of my journey to show my creativity, because not so long ago, because I'm a fan of Mamelodi Sundowns, right? I did one of the best concept that Mamelodi Sundowns fans and Kaizer Chiefs fans and Pirates fans, they actually, those two,
we envy the design. I've seen it. That is just beautiful. They train it with Chlorkop. You basically redesigned Chlorkop.
Yes, I redesigned
What was the
it.
inspiration about that? Tell me about that design.
I redesigned it.
It was
that's what I'm saying,
stupendous.
that me being a fan of football, there's just a lot. There's football. I think it makes me think. It makes me happy. It makes me
Me too.
When I'm at the stadium. When I go to the stadium, most of the times, I always look at the infrastructure. They said, okay, how did they join this thing? All right, okay, so meaning that in architect they did this and this. So I only find that when I'm going to the stadium, right? And that is because of football. So me designing the Mamelodi Sundowns training center concept design.
Sure.
It was because of the love I have for football and the love I have for the club itself, and also for the love that I have for the fans of Mamelodi Sundowns. Because Kaizer Chiefs fans, because Kaizer Chiefs is one of the team or the club in South Africa that I have, in Africa actually also, that I have the best facilities.
Sure.
Right? So Sundowns, with the colors that we have as in our main colors in the club, Kaizer Chiefs fans will also know it's what is it? It's a headquarter of Moria and all those kind of things. So I wanted to kill that. And there has to be one person who have to do that.
Sure.
And I said, okay, I'm doing Architect, then I have to do it. And I'm doing it for the club. I'm doing it for the Sundowns fans. Sundowns fans must be proud, and you must continuously dream. So I was giving in a dream or selling my idea to the fans, to the club, to everyone else.
Bro,
so that's
when
why
I saw that design, I was blown away. I'm like,
it's amazing.
Okay. How did you even come up with that? It's just beautiful. Please check it out for yourself.
Yeah,
Mamelodi Sundowns training ground. I think they can find it, training center.
Yes.
They can find it on your social media pages.
Yes.
But I've seen you doing more designs also. The KFC, the mall, Oranga Mall.
Oranga Mall.
Yeah.
Top,
you are doing good things. Like, what are you currently working on?
I'm currently working on. I think this one is gonna make you happy.
Please make me happy.
It's actually still an idea.
Yeah.
I'm currently working on Orlando Pirates Concept Design Training Center.
Okay, bring it on.
Orlando Pirates doesn't have a home actually. Orlando Pirates doesn't have a
based
home.
in Orlando, guys.
Yeah, Orlando Pirates doesn't have a home, so I'm currently working on that design. It absolutely looked amazing. Yes, and also I'm currently also working on Zambezi shopping center that is going to be more another.
Okay.
So, but the Orlando Pirates one I think is going to be launched this year, later December.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, because I specialize more on doing concepts, because I realize that there are a lot of people out there, right, that have dreams and ideas, but they cannot be able to, like, when you are doing a proposal and a business proposal, right, you're selling it to the founders. You're trying to sell your idea theoretically, right, concept. So they cannot able to get that. You are the only one who can get that, but you need someone who can design it for you. So my company also does that. We also do concepts. Yeah, we do concepts.
So it's literally just bringing stuff that is in the mind to
visualize it.
Okay. Audio visual.
You need to feel that. You need to feel that. You need to see that. So that's what we're currently working on. Still on the idea. We're still gonna work on it, visualize it, and publish that.
Are you working with any people? Are you collaborating with any people?
Yes,
at the moment?
definitely. In this industry, architect is such a huge industry.
For sure.
And architects, in architect, you also, like, we learn every single day. Every single project comes with different challenges. Every single project comes with different perspectives. So I'm in a collaboration, a partnership with Rorisang, and I have a partnership with Tebogo and Karabo as well.
Sure.
So those two guys, I just met them not so long ago. We have a very good relationship. Their work is amazing as well. So combined with mine, we just do great things. And
how is the business? Is the money coming in and able to sustain and support yourself?
The money is coming, man. The money is coming. But because I think now it's my second year. I started in 2021 June, and then now it's 2023
Congratulations.
May. You understand? So it's only
2 years going.
Yeah,
going strong.
and I've seen moves and better moves and see, okay, now there's where I'm going. There's definitely where I'm going with this, and there's a big potential for me to improve. There's a big potential for me to improve. There's a room for that, and there's also and a room for me to show the best of creativity with Nego. You know, I just want to make Nego and Negocity as a big brand, and architect is giving me that.
Please stay in South Africa, but if you can go anywhere in the world, go to the best place there is. I mean, like, your talent is just out of this world, and I believe in keeping the talent in the country, and I would like to see the likes of you and many other people who are creative, who are the best of the best in what they do, to stay in the country, to inspire other young people who are coming up, and to teach and show us the way, guide us in when you've learned something, push the ladder down. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know. Do you have anything you want to say actually to those young people I'm talking about who might be interested in your career? What do they need to do? What do they need to focus on for them to succeed?
First of all, go to school, right?
And stay in school.
Yeah, go to school. Pass matric. In that period of primary, especially when you are in grade 7, grade 6, I think you need to know. Nowadays it's easy because we have phones, smartphones, with internet,
access to everything.
You understand, to so many things. So Google, right?
Yeah.
What you want to do.
Yeah.
If you say you want to be a doctor, Google about the doctor thing, what happens, what are the courses that you need to study, and like the subjects as well. You must pass maths with how many percentage. You need to Google that. And when you get to high school, just go to that school that you know that is going to help you to get to your destiny.
And people need to stop focusing on following the pop culture and everything else. I mean, portion some time for your career development as well.
Definitely. And also find something that you're good at. If not everybody will go to school and succeed, right?
For sure.
But at least when you get matric, you stand a chance to be able to pursue so many things. You can pass matric and then you wanted to be a doctor, but that doesn't happen. You're not good at maths, you're not good at science, or so forth. Then you always find something that you can fit into. So passing matric, I think, is the first thing that is going to help younger people. And after that, be unique in what you're doing. Unique, it doesn't mean that you need to walk around without clothes. That does not make you be unique. But unique, you finding your rhythm within the industry that you want to be in. If you want to be in an industry like an architect, you need to think that there's millions of the people that are not professional architects that are doing architectural work, but most of those that are doing houses. What can you do that is going to make you to stand out? Be unique. And your creativity that's going to be elevated. Me, I chose to I'm going to be more on the commercial part of the designs. I need to follow those big things. I need to follow those big brands, do them. As I said, the KFC design.
Yeah.
If I did that KFC and I published it, and then that KFC is a big brand in the world, and me doing that and shifting the whole concept that KFC have, come up with my own concept, that's still great. That makes me unique. That makes me to stand out. That makes me people to recognize that there's that guy that is in KFC. So find that within the industry.
Yeah.
Be good at what you are doing. See what people are doing and focus on something that you know what, this is going to be good. But it takes time.
Oh, I love that. Focus, find something that you love.
Yes.
I'm sure the contribution to parents and other supporting structures
parents,
as well.
because
they need to notice that. Like when you see things that are unique and valuable that kids are doing, notice it, nurture it, find a way to support it. If you have the funds, fund it as well. You will never know where.
Yes, and also when we're
go.
still there on parents are also the ones that also makes the kids to struggle to find something they want to do.
Yeah.
If they say they want to do acting,
sure.
if they haven't seen
where are you gonna act? Where are you gonna get the money from?
Yeah, I want to be a TV presenter.
Yeah.
Hi, that thing doesn't have money. Who told you that? That's why I'm saying that now it's easy because we have internet.
For sure.
Google those things, follow those things, read stories of the people that have been in that industry, their struggles, their journey through the whole process when they're studying and where they are now. You understand? And explain that to your mother if you have an older mother that can use the internet.
Hey, the explanation part is the hardest.
Yes, explain that. And the mothers, the parents actually need to support the kids' dreams. Not everybody is going to be a doctor. Not everyone is going to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
You can be a millionaire from selling magunya. You can be a millionaire from selling kota. You understand? It depends on how you do it.
Yeah. It might take some time.
Yeah.
But it's worth a shot.
Yeah,
it's worth a
definitely,
start. Be unique. Be valuable, do something great, do something that you love. I love those words. And I'm sure this is where you are heading to as well.
Definitely.
Bigger, better.
Bigger, better, amazing, be the first. I always want to be the first.
And I'm sure you're going to now produce another generation of firsts who are coming after you.
You know what? Negocity is going to grow. Negocity is going to grow. And I just want to inspire a lot of artist people. Most of the artists, they struggle is called, for sure. They do struggle because what they're good at is practical, not theory. Some of them they can't read. When the mates come there, they can't see anything. But say now we're going to fix a car, right? Or go through a car. You will say, oh wow, this is a BMW.
Yeah.
So those people need to be inspired. Those people need a help. Those people need to be channeled. Those people need to be motivated. And Negocity, I think it's going there. It's going there.
Now, how do you channel your future clients to follow your path and to buy from you? Where do you put your stuff and where do people find you? Tell us everything.
Let's start. I think where you find most of my work is on Twitter.
Sure.
At Negocity 2010. Yeah, the moment you just search at Negocity 2010, and then you'll see it's a Negocity Art and Design company, and then the cover page or the cover picture of that profile, it's a Mamelodi Sundowns Training Center. So, and then also on Facebook at Negocity Retro Vibe, and then we also have a page at Negocity Museum SA. So there's a page and also there's a group, and then you can also find us on Instagram at Negocity 2010.
So lastly, what's your marketing process? How do you appear, show up in the social media space? Do you, interact with your audience? Do you put out the work and let people engage? What's your process?
We do everything. We put the work there, and then people, the comments, they like the designs, they share the designs. I make sure that I reply each and every comment. It could be a negative
Good
one,
for you.
It could be a positive one.
Yeah.
I make sure, because when you are designing, and especially when you are going somewhere with what you're doing, right, there will always be a negative comments in there.
How do you deal with that? How do you deal with trolls? People who are not providing constructive criticism. Sometimes it's constructive criticism that you didn't ask for, and when you're just showcasing your work, and there will be someone who will just come in and want to tarnish whatever that you've built and talk trash about you.
It's always there. You need to remember that on social media is a free platform. There's so much freedom in there. You can't control what people say about. It could be your picture just and your product that you're selling, the project that you're selling, and the designs. But for me, I always look at negative as an elevator and uplifting you. You need, if somebody says, no, this design look like what
Something that I've seen.
Yeah, something that I've seen.
Yeah.
Just look at that design, not with emotions. Just look at it and see if there's anything that someone has seen, or is it a copycat of something.
Sure.
And if it's not there, just say to that person, all right, no, cool. You just wait for the upcoming design. So you just know that, okay, now you're going to up your game, and this is what you're going to do. So those negative comments, they will always be there. But just know, when you have those comments, there's somewhere where you're going. Yeah.
I sometimes don't, I just ignore those people, or I just say, I feel sorry for you. I don't know why you're doing that.
I think it's part of growth.
Yeah, someone is not. I don't take advice from someone who's not in the arena. In our case, in the stadium, you need to step into the stadium and play. Do something, and then you can criticize. Don't take advice from people in the cheap seats who are not doing anything for themselves, who are not doing anything for their lives to develop themselves. That criticism is not needed. It's not asked for, but we are aware that people will go on and criticize.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
All right, I think that's all we have time for. Well, thank you so much for coming through. I really appreciate your time. And I want to thank the team that put this thing together, the podcast. I am looking forward to having more small business owners based in Pretoria joining the hot seat. Not so hot seat. Is it hot?
It's not even hot, though. It's winter.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I would like to have more of Pretoria business owners coming in to share their journey, to share their stories, teach us something, inspire us to be the best that we can, and to keep the business growing. I'm trying to build a community. Join SMH Media on our SMH Media pages, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. Thank you so much for taking your time to join me. I am looking forward to seeing you again in the next episode.